This is Charlie Parsons for Boxing Social in association with Forged Irish Stout Empire Fight Store and Ready to Fight. Always a pleasure, Mr. Craig Spider Richards. Lovely to speak to you. 2024, new year. The man's in a new gym. You seem like you're buzzing. Life is good.
Buzzing. I said I'm buzzing. Life's good. New year, new me. No, I'm joking. I won't be typical. But nah, definitely it's a new year, change gym, new chapter in my career, new things to bring to the table. So yeah, definitely it's an exciting year for me now, isn't it?
Just firstly, I know that you've sort of explained it on other interviews and stuff, but just on your hand, was it just that you wanted a bit of a change of scenery and stuff?
Yeah, it was just a stage in my career. I maybe been getting a bit stale, just going through the motions of what I've been doing. So it was like time that I had something fresh, something new, learning new stuff, I get a new spring in my step rather than, just going come turning up and going through the motions. So yeah, it's been brilliant since I made that transition. I'm learning loads.
How difficult was 2023 for you in the fact that obviously your last fight now was that Josh Buatsi fight, which feels like such a long time ago. I suppose it was such a long time ago. When I say that to you, it must feel like almost shock, really, in that that was the last time that you were in the ring. Just eager to get back in.
Ego. The thing is, the worst thing about the whole situation is I've been in the gym. So
Yeah,
it's
I
not
was
like
gonna say,
I've
I've
been,
always seen you like training and
yeah, so it's not like I had all this time out enjoying life, catching up for all the things I've missed, living my best life, and then deciding to get back to boxing. I've been in boxing this whole time on the shelf, working and waiting for fight dates and having adversity of injuries and illnesses and stuff like that. And it's very frustrating because obviously boxing is something what's obviously full time. Every boxer will tell you it's a full time thing and it takes a lot of your life. So when you're dedicating your life to something and you're not making any progress, it's so frustrating when you know that missing bit is there. Like you just want to fight. We do all the training and stuff to fight. So when you ain't getting to fight, but you're in the gym, it is a frustrating period.
it's expensive as well, right?
Yeah, very expensive. And I've been nearly 2 years out. I've got to get backdated some checks.
Well, let's talk moving forward then. We'll talk a little bit about your link up with Shane and the team down at the McGuigan gym. But just in
Yeah.
terms of like initial thoughts, how many fights do you want this year? You want to be as active as possible. Are there any discussions about potential fights? I mean, just on your side, I'm sure you're just eager to get back in the ring.
Ego, like obviously minimum I want to be out at least 3 times this year. If I can do four, great. If I minimum three would be great. I want activity this year, make up for lost time and start making a progression very quick. Like 2024, I've got to really make it count. So it's not about just sitting around and ticking over. I probably need to come back out into a good fight and then straight away hit a harder fight, harder fight. Obviously, keep winning, good winning, keep winning them and keep moving forward now. And I think, as I've said multiple times, me just being stale and going through the motions the last couple of years, this is giving me time to reflect and realize where I've been going wrong. And now I'm learning new stuff and got obviously a world class coach in my corner now. It's time for boxing to now see the best of me. I've got to now go out and show, listen, I didn't make this move for no reason. I'm here to show to get to that number one spot in the light heavyweight division. So yeah, I'm very eager right now, more hungry than probably when I turn pro. Right now, itching. I'm very eager.
What's Shane shown you so far in your time that you've linked up with him, and why was he the right person for you?
He shows me so much in terms of how to use. He's seen a lot of ability in me, but it's like he's saying to me some of the stuff that I've not been getting the best out of myself. And he's shown me so many different ways already where I'm seeing a difference in my boxing when he's teaching me how to use my attributes, using other things, working at different ranges, working like just the science of boxing and not just the science of boxing, but as I also just said, how I can indicate it being me with the assets and attributes I've got, how I can put that into play. And since I've been working with him and seeing the progression, I'm like, oh, I get it. Even some of the stuff what I'm like, I ain't mastered that bit yet, but I get what you're talking about. Let's get down to work to get that to a T. Do you know what I'm saying?
Is that refreshing to feel like you're learning again? Because you are sort of not like a veteran in the sport as such, but you've been
Mm.
pro for a long time now, and you're well established on the circuit and the scene and everything. Almost like I said before, the word new lease of life in the fact that almost must feel weird to be learning again.
Yeah, do you know what? I think boxing is a situation that you're always learning. Like I study boxing all the time outside of the gym anyway, and I think there's always new things will come about. It's just like if you was like an olden day fighter, say for instance, fighters didn't have an age cap, and you were someone like in Mike Tyson's era, for instance, but a lighter weight. Then the new year come through and Floyd Mayweather come. How much things he brought to the game to make boxers go, oh, I didn't think to do this, that, and that. So I'm saying like when you look at the generation of boxing, as time moves on, new fighters bring new stuff to the sport all the time. New skills, new movements, new ways to break down or nullify their opponents. So it's a sport that's always progressing. So I think until you hang it up, you've got to always be willing to learn. And yeah, you're always learning the sport.
Who surprised you the most in that gym?
Talent wise,
Yeah,
Caroline's very good.
everyone
Um,
says that.
Adam's obviously very good as well. They're all good. Obviously, Chris is world champion. Ellie's puts them together very well. Very like I like the way Ellie flows with her punches. Um, I think he's got a good stable. I think like everyone I'm watching in the McGuigan gym, yeah, I can see why they're there.
Oh, I was expecting like I don't know why. I just thought there was that. Thought there was more coming with that. No, fair enough.
Nah,
Is it almost like iron sharpens iron? And you would have had that before. Look, you're lucky you come from the Matchroom Gym in a place where it would have been the
yeah,
same, and you're just
yeah,
literally around superstars wherever you go. But in that gym as well,
yeah,
sort of like an emerging crop of stars, but sort of they're starting to get themselves onto the scene. Adam's approaching that level. We know Caroline's on the world title. Chris is world champion. Ellie is world champion. It's like
yeah.
once again, you're just getting the best out of each other.
Yeah, but there we go. It's not like I came from a gym that all the fighters wasn't any good, and now I've got some good fighters in the gym. We had top opposition down the matchroom. Tony
Yeah.
was a top trainer. Joe Cordina, etc. Conor Ryder. All these guys are top boxers as well. So it wasn't. It was competitive over there in a different way, in the matchroom way, where it's not as competitive at Shane's in terms of with each other. It's more like people more. It's a different attitude, I think, in the gym, which is different. You just adapt to your surroundings. But yeah, as I was saying, it's not like I've gone from one gym who was rubbish fighters and now I'm with one with good. They've both got good sets of fighters and good trainers at the gym.
Look, the domestic light heavyweight scene is absolutely on fire. I suppose, firstly, you'd probably be fair to say that yeah, maybe a little bit of a fight to get in there, shake off a bit of ring rust. But in terms of like just the biggest and the best names, I mean, I'm going to ask you about Buatsi-Azeez after, but Anthony
Yeah,
Yard makes his return. Obviously, you've got Lorraine Richards, who I think is now up at 175. Lyndon Arthur, obviously, just off the back of a loss. I mean, it's such a great division, right? There's so many good fights out there that you can see yourself in. Then you look on the world scene as a whole. Callum Smith, obviously, who's fighting this weekend.
yeah,
An exciting time if things go right and you can get the right opportunities.
100%. It seems like there's endless opportunities there to mix it with a lot of great names at light heavyweight. Big opportunities, um, big household names to beat, and move on in your career. So it's exciting because you don't really want a division with a dead division what no one's interested in. Um, Financially, it's not great for the fighters, and also for the viewers, it's not great to get two random or one random guy with one household name. If you can get two household names in the ring, it brings excitement. Everyone wants to know, like, if you've seen the two fighters as well, it kind of gets you more excited. I've seen him. Oh, this should be interesting. I think I'm in that sort of division.
Well, Buatsi-Azeez has certainly warmed up. I don't know if you've seen some of the clips as of late, but it started very passive and very friendly and stuff. But obviously, with the rescheduled date and everything, they now seem to be going at each other a little bit more. How do you assess that one? Buatsi was always like that fighter that was almost a bit of a what if. Great pedigree coming from the amateurs and the Olympics, and then probably his career damaged by the fact that he wasn't active as he probably would have liked. I mean, even now only 30 years old, 17 and 0. I think they've shared numerous rounds together. Dan Azeez with a tremendous sort of resurgence onto the scene as such with loads of activity and just crushing through fighters, picking up titles on the way. How do you assess that one?
Activity is very key in boxing, and Dan's been very active. At the same time, you can't deny talent and natural attributes. And I think Buatsi's got that talent. He's built the pedigree from the GB. But when I say he's got the talent from the GB, I don't mean he's like the sort of fighters that maybe he was winning on point scoring and can't transfer that over to the professional scene. I think it's a situation where he had a pro style as an amateur. He knocked everyone out in the Olympics, and then coming through up to my fight, he stopped everyone in any championship fight he was in. So we've seen that he can punch. He's talented. He's got a good chin. Take it from me, he's quite tough. He's got a good chin. So he ain't someone who's going to be broken easy. Where Dan has got a tough style. He's fit and he's going to bring it. So it's a very interesting matchup. But obviously, based on Buatsi being at his best and Azeez being at his best, you'd have to tip towards Buatsi.
Okay. Callum Smith this weekend takes on Artur. Interesting, right? Because there's a lot of talk going into this one that sort of there was ever an opportunity to upset the apple cart, then this would be it. But both fighters inactive. Beterbiev coming off surgery. Callum quite inactive, well, definitely more so than Beterbiev, but even Artur now been out the ring for a year. But you do sort of get the memo at 38 years of age off the back of injuries, maybe not once what he was. Miles on the clock, that was an absolute war with Anthony Yard, and we've seen that he can take punishment before. How do you assess that one?
I think it's a very interesting fight. I can see stylistically, Callum Smith looks like he's got the tools to actually beat Beterbiev. He's stylistically set up a good catch count. Beterbiev likes to commit to his shots quite heavy. Callum Smith likes people committing to their shots so he can counter off them and react. But at the same time, we know Beterbiev holds some tremendous power. So catching, reacting, trying to catch and react if that goes wrong, we know it can be a long night for him as well. So it's definitely a good 50-50 matchup. I could see Callum Smith doing it, but it's like either way wouldn't be shocking to me.
Do you think that Beterbiev is now almost at a point where, like, when he gets beat, everyone will be like, ah, it makes sense, almost like as in like the older he gets and the more miles there are on the clock, sort of thing. Whether it
Yeah,
not Callum, it almost feels a little bit like it could potentially be brewing. We know that they talk about that Bivol fight.
yeah. I think everyone's gonna do when he gets beat. Even if he got beaten his last couple of fights, people would have said it's by his age. He's 38, and people generally start declining by then 37. So 38, you'd expect to start seeing decline. You're going to say he's not in his prime anymore. He's gone knocking on the door towards 40 now. So I think that people will blame it on his age. But here nor there, if I beat him and he blamed it on his age, I don't mind because I got 3 belts. So blame it whatever you want. So Callum Smith, I don't think he's going to focus on that. I think he's going to prepare for the best Beterbiev possible because he seems like a proper like athlete, true dedicated to the sport. So I can see Callum preparing well for it. And if Beterbiev does take out Callum, then clearly he's nowhere near on the decline.
Mad to think now that your fight with Dimitri Bivol was sort of 2.5 years ago. But to this day, the hardest fight that anyone's ever given Bivol. We saw Lyndon Arthur come up short, but quite a convincing performance from Dimitri. But a lot of people sort of said, didn't they sort of expected stoppage. There wasn't like the firepower. What did you make of it? And sort of, do you think that almost you don't get your respect when you look
Well,
at?
yeah, because you look at it and you look at you look at the fight now. Obviously, being half a round and 1 round away from beating Dimitri Bivol, he's fought everyone, the top Americans, top guys in Britain. Being half a round short, people will be like, but is he that good? But Lyndon's one of the top light heavyweights in the UK. I'm not sure what the score was with them. I think he actually lost 13 rounds out of 12. So, like, it kind of shows how good Bivol is, dropping him in to win every round. It shows the level of Bivol. And for me, I just stepped up from the British. I won the British title, stepped up from them when I did boxing. I've got a lot more experience now, a lot more knowledge, and a lot more belief in what I can do. So it's kind of like, when Kovalev boxed Andre Ward, he just continued from round 13 on for the second fight. That's how I feel like with Bivol. I just have to continue from round 30, not restart, not reset, not try and work it out. I've had 12 rounds to do that now. 13 rounds, round number 1, let's go straight into it. And I'm more than confident now, if we had that rematch, that I'll definitely be victorious.
Promotionally, what is next for you? I don't know if you're tied down under any contract or if it was just fight by fight. Have there been any discussions? Like I say, I know you're just eager to get back in the ring.
No, it seems like it's been all the same thing. Like we haven't spoken nothing about promotion wise or anything like that. It's just been changed my manager and my trainer, and that's about it. That's all we've obviously is the only thing I've changed so far in my career. But I'm definitely eager and need some activity this year.
All right, Craig. Well, just finally, is there anything in the mix potentially about a fight date or anything brewing? I mean, we know that people and yourself just want to see you back out there now.
Listen, maybe you can ask the team. I'm just ready to go. I'm ready to go. I just need to get out, first show, whatever show. I just need to fight at this point. That's all. Like right now, I've been just knocking on the door, ready to fight. I've been in the gym. I just need a date.
I'll be asking, don't you worry. Craig Richards, always lovely speaking to you,
Come
brother.
on, good
Appreciate your
speaking to you.
time.
Happy
I'm
New Year
sure.
again.
Happy New Year, my brother. I'm sure we'll catch up soon in
Yeah,
person. Definitely one of the good
yeah.
guys in boxing. Just a final message to the people watching.
Just thanks everyone who's been supporting me, been patient with me. Thank you for sponsors who's carrying supporting me. Yeah, thanks everyone for the journey, but let's just push on now. 2024, I'll make the time worth the wait.
Spider, big up yourself and thank you for speaking to us at Boxing Social.
We need to think of a new advert for freebets.com.
Get your best betting offers from freebets.com.
Yeah, that'll do.
The following deals are now live.